This is a video to assist in the sale of Regardless, and this is John, who's the owner of the boat. John, you sailed the boat from Australia to the Mediterranean?
Yes, we left Brisbane 2004 and we got to Crete in 2005, passing through the Boxing Day tsunami in Thailand in 2004. Yes, she's a good sea boat, and we've sailed her a long way. We've done, of course, quite a bit of sailing around the east coast of Australia as well, circumnavigating Tasmania.
So some pretty rough conditions, but good strong boat for proper open ocean sailing.
A very strong boat.
So John, why did you choose a steel boat?
Basically for its strength and for the extra safety that I think it provides. I wasn't initially all that keen on steel, but Midge, my wife and co-owner, was very keen to have the safest boat to cross oceans.
Any times when that really applied to you, or any experiences?
There was, on the trip from Thailand to the Maldives in early 2005 after the tsunami, a couple of 100 miles south of Sri Lanka, we encountered a huge area, a couple of square miles at least, of big logs. It was bizarre really, and fortunately they just bounced off regardless. I certainly wouldn't have wanted to be in a fiberglass boat in that situation, and it's...
You're not seeing rust that looks in beautiful condition?
Well, the boat has really been sitting here at this marina for the last 12 months, and aside from the odd hose down, we've not done anything to it, and there is no sign even of any weeping rust.
Yep. And you've got electric anchor winch, good anchoring gear.
Yes.
Furler.
You know, the anchor's a CQR. The anchor winch is actually driven by an old Bendix aircraft starter motor that once belonged to the US Department of Defence, and it's an excellent motor and gearbox.
So super tough anchoring gear. So it looks like a brand new rig in the boat. You were just telling me that the rig was damaged and replaced?
Yes, it was damaged while the boat was up on the Hard in Turkey, and we replaced it. It's done, you know, it sailed from Turkey to here, 700 miles, otherwise it's...
There's some of the other detail that stands out to me are things like the windows down the side, just the sort of serious heavy dutiness of them. They look beautiful, but they're also the sort of stuff you want in heavy weather. Some more on the rig. You've got a little prodder pole out on the bow, which fits like a Code Zero or a reacher.
Yes, a Code Zero or furling reacher, downwind sail, and the boat sails very well either to windward or downwind.
What sort of performance did you get going across the Indian Ocean, say?
We averaged 7 knots over that fairly long passage, which is pretty good for a 45-foot boat of any construction.
Nice practical cockpit. Winches are Anderson stainless steel,
yeah,
which are an excellent winch. I speak for myself. We've got them on board on our Discovery 55, and they're the standard winch. I think probably one of the best in the market. A nice size steering wheel.
Steel boat compass. Features of the boat for potential liverboards is that the cockpit's fully enclosable. When you're at sea, it has lee sheets which give the cockpit a lot of protection, and the rest of it can actually be enclosed, so it enlarges the living area when you're living aboard and not at sea.
Yeah, you've also got stuff like a cockpit table here and a nice size space where you could fit, you know, comfortably 6 or 8 people around for drinks.
It's a very dry cockpit, and as you can see, it's quite deep.
We're outside now, and we're going straight into the hatch down the main stairs, and certainly the feeling is of space, and so a good nav station, set up with VHF, HF radio, autopilot, all the sort of nav gear you'd need. I noticed also it's even got system to link the email in with the HF radio, or to do email via HF.
That's right.
You've got a big settee on the starboard side, and then a nice, really spacious sort of living space in the main saloon. You've also got good ventilation with big hatch above it, and then you've got the post for the mast support. Plenty of storage, again built as a real long-term liveaboard cruising boat. Certainly stands out as being solid. Large main cabin. This is where you used as your main cabin, John?
Yeah.
And then with plenty of ventilation above, and a forward head in here, which is large and shower area. The toilet I was just told is being replaced.
For whoever's in the galley, it's very important to have a stable workplace from a safety point of view, if nothing else. And this is. You can wedge yourself happily in here and do whatever you want, and you don't get tossed all over the place. And it's got everything a lady in the galley will want. 2-burner gas stove and oven, barely used. Stainless steel microwave with convection oven as well. Very large fridge freezer. Very deep sink. You never lose water out of that sink. And plenty of storage space right to hand. So the ladies who've been aboard think this is a very good galley. Okay, so this is our day fridge, in which we can keep drinks and the things that you use all the time without having to go to the main fridge freezer.
Down the companionway, you've got a quarter berth on both the port and starboard sides. We're now looking at the starboard quarter berth, which has a seating area and some cupboard space and so on, and quite a large quarter berth through there, and you've also got what's sitting on the bunk at the moment, but the hydrovane for a wind powered self-steering system that's included with the boat, and bolts on the transom. And then the other side, the other quarter berth, which has space in here, and there's a space there for a head as well, and another bunk.
They're a beautiful piece of timber, Australian rainforest cedar.
That goes for all the timber on the boat?
Yes, except for the teak.
Right, but it's solid timber, it's not veneers?
No, it's all solid timber.
It's beautiful, the woodwork. It's got a brand new Yanmar, or near new Yanmar, in the boat, and that's accessed through here. The lighting's a bit limited at the moment, but you can see that the engine's.
Benefits of having a boat that's built by an experienced marine engineer is that you get a boat that really is well engineered.
Yeah, and what's impressive here is that there's no signs of rust. It's all been epoxy coated, the steel.
Yeah, it's coal tar epoxy all throughout the inside, and you can inspect just about every square millimetre of the hull on the inside, and there is just no rust.
Just mentioned how strong the steering is, or that's sort of one of the strengths of the boat.
Yes, it is. This was part of Chris's design of the steering system. It's like many other parts of the boat, it's over-engineered and it's extremely strong. I can't imagine that it can fail.
Who do you think this boat would really suit?
I think it would suit a couple who, like Midge and I. It's very comfortable for two people, and it's also comfortable to have guests for a while, but often you don't want to have guests for too long. It's very easy to sail single-handed. You know, I can manage it completely on my own because of the way that it's set up. And it's a very sea-kindly boat. It's a bit, I think it probably it feels as comfortable as a 60-footer, which is unusual for a boat of this size.